Hey guys, I just wanted to stop by to give you guys a little impromptu video that I was doing earlier. First off, I want to start off by saying Happy International Women's Month. I'm so proud of all my women and everything that you guys have been doing and myself, so definitely give it up for you guys. And I also wanted to know, did you miss me? Because you know I always miss you guys. So I wanted to jump into this video. I wanted to give a different perspective. I'm honestly so sick and tired of the back and forth, the cattiness, especially as it comes to the topic of female rap. So I know you guys saw the thumbnail, but this is not what you think it's going to be. I actually wanted to do something more on the PR perspective of it. And I wanted to look at Lotto and icespice's, I guess, quote unquote beef, because let's be real, that shit ain't no beef. But I wanted to look at it from a business perspective because I feel as though that beef is good. It's good for the culture. It's good for your pockets. And it's also good just for your brand. However, I feel as though because these girls are so similar, they're having a hard time separating their brands. But I feel like, you know what? I got the answer with them. I feel like what I believe they should do for their album rollouts will help not only Ice, but will also help Lotto, and it'll definitely stop those comparisons in terms of their brands, you know, what they speak for, because when you actually think about it, they represent two completely different parts of hip hop. So let's get right into it. I always like to start off with all of my videos with giving out the positives because I never like to just jump straight into the negative. That's not really me. But I wanted to congratulate icespice on her Alexander Wang collection. She looks really good. I also wanted to congratulate her on the Hitmaker of the Year award that she recently won at the Women in Billboard event. And I also wanted to congratulate Lotto on having, I believe it's the longest #1 song in Spotify history, the song 7 featuring Jungkook. Please don't kill me if I butchered that name. Back to the video. So icespice came out some weeks ago letting us know that her album will be called Y2K. I'm not gonna lie, that's not very surprising to me.
So I have to ask you, because everybody's been asking us, is there going to be an album soon?
Yes, there's going to be an album.
Let's go! This year?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
This year, I'm so excited. It's called Y2K. It's almost finished, so I'm really excited.
And you were born on Y2K.
I was, and that's why I decided to name it that.
I mean, that is so great.
Are there collaborations on it too? Is it all
Of course. I have a crazy collaboration that just got locked in like 2 days ago.
Can you tell us?
Everything about her style and her branding, I believe she's going for that Y2K kind of 2000s nostalgia type of vibe. I feel as though this being her first album, she should really solidify that in terms of her brand, because I feel like her and Lotto, although they are big stars, their brands are all over the place. And it got me to thinking, if I was on icespice's team, how would I want her to go about this? So I broke each section of this video down into 3 parts. So let's get right into it. First off, visuals. I would love to see a lot of visuals that are centered around that early 2000s feel. I should feel like I'm back in an AOL chat room. I should feel like I'm watching all that. I feel like I should see the baby fat velour outfits. It should be very Mean Girls, Y2K. Bring me back to that era. I know that Ice really talks about the fact that she was born on the 1st of January, which I know is a huge thing. So I would love for her to really bring us back to that era. I feel like even though she is a grown woman, the brand is really attached to the younger generation. And I feel like one thing the younger generation loves is nostalgia. Why? Because they were too young to experience it. So I feel like this would be a great way for her to bring in those elements of the 2000s back into 2024. It's literally been like, what, going on 3 decades? I think that would be super dope, especially with all the reboots the remakes that are happening, I feel like that would really, really be awesome. I would love to see her do Shorty Like Mine kind of style video. You know, give us some Crank That Batman, Crank That Soulja Boy. I would love to just feel like I'm pulling out my flip phone. That's what I want her album to make me feel. And I want the visuals to have that graininess. I don't want it to be so modern. I want it to have that older feel. In terms of these features, I need y'all to walk with me because I know this may sound really, really crazy, but I feel like Soulja Boy would be an amazing feature for her to have, right? When you look at Soulja Boy's brand and icespice's brand, Soulja Boy is literally like the blueprint. I know a lot of the audience is too young to remember, but Soulja Boy is the reason why an icespice is even around. He was the first rapper to utilize the internet into having a huge musical career. And I feel like although Spice is a bigger artist, I feel as though she could literally learn so much just from following his formula. I would love to see her on a Kiss Me Through the Phone remix, something that feels very nostalgic. I would love to see her maybe use some Destiny Child samples, maybe some Y2K samples. Take me back to the MySpace days. I'm saying, take me back to the kiss me through the phone, see you when I get home, kiss. You make me feel like I'm 14 again. I have my flip phone. I'm trying to be cute. I feel like Y2K is more than just outfits. And I really, really hope that she understands that the music and the theme has to blend with the album name. I feel like if she's just gonna smack more songs like she had on her album, on her EP, like, onto this album and called it a Y2K album, I don't think that's gonna work. I feel like if Spice does it the way that I'm explaining it, and she really sticks true to her brand, being a social media socialite, being an artist who uses the internet to her advantage, I feel like she should absolutely bring in those older elements. MySpace, the AOL chat room, the LimeWire, the things that we all held near and dear to our heart. I feel like that would really help her capture the audience, and it would help her giving a long-standing brand that could actually have longevity. Because, and I mean this with no disrespect, being cute and light-skinned is not a personality trait. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like because she's not the best rapper, we're just gonna be honest, she really has to work the fact that she is a big celebrity. Ice Spice is one of the biggest socialized celebrities we've seen in a long time, and I feel like she should absolutely use that to her advantage. I don't want to see her just hanging out with people outside. I want to see these celebrities in her videos. I want to see back in the day where they would just have random celebrities playing extras. I would love to see that. I feel like if she can go with that kind of a brand style, she would absolutely be a contender for having a long-standing rap career. But that's just my opinion. Now, on to Miss Latto. I know Latto hasn't announced exactly what the name of her album would be. However, I noticed that Latto has been having kind of a hard time in terms of her branding. I feel like Latto doesn't lean on the fact that she is a child star more. Latto, in my opinion, is more in the world of the Bow Wows, kids who grew up in this industry, and I feel like she should lean on that more than her looks. You get what I'm saying? Latto has a completely different career than Ice Spice. This is no disrespect to Ice, but Latto actually worked to get here. Latto being biracial and all those other things, that's just like some side stuff. But the reality is Latto worked her way into this industry. She is here strictly because she is talented. And I feel like instead of arguing about clothes and, I don't know, plaid skirts and Von Dutch hats, you need to be letting these people know, like, hey, I am that girl that won that rap battle. I bust my ass to be here. I've broken down what I would do if I was on Latto's team going into her next era, or her rollout for her next era. And I've broken it down into two parts, so let's get right into that. So first off, I would love for Lotto to embrace the fact that she is from Atlanta. I feel like a lot of people in the industry don't understand the history behind how Atlanta artists have absolutely put on for the culture. I feel as though a lot of people aren't familiar that the Brat is one of the first black women to have a platinum or a diamond album ever in history. I feel like you have T.I., you have Ludacris, you have Jermaine Dupri, you have Nelly, you have all these people who have absolutely helped the brand. And I feel like Latto should definitely tap into that part of her being one of the biggest female artists out of Georgia. I would love if on this album she had features from artists from her own hometown, the Andre 3000s, Outkast, maybe a Brat, Ludacris, T.I., you get what I'm saying? She doesn't really have to lean on her brand because she is talented. And I feel like if I was her, I would be focusing my album more on the actual technical aspect of rapping. I can out-rap her. No one is confused on the fact that Latto can out-rap Ice with a blindfold on and one of her hands tied behind her back. However, the issue is Latto has an issue in terms of finding her identity as a rapper and as a brand. Ice has been doing a very good job as establishing herself as a brand. I feel like if Latto's gonna go with that ATL Nunu aspect, then she needs to really go forward with that, and that needs to be her persona for her new rollout, right? She's not here because she looks good. She's here because she is talented and she works hard. She happens to be a biracial girl, but guess what? She is still talented and she's keeping up with all these other people. And I feel like if I was her, I would be trying to center myself around other legends, right? Because one of the huge differences between Latto and icespice is these legends are not going to get in the booth with her because icespice can't rap, right? So if I was Latto, I would be using that to my advantage. I would pull the Ludacris's, the Ushers. I believe Latto was just on Usher's album. That is what she needs to be doing. She needs to be letting y'all understand, like, there's a huge difference between me and her. We may look alike, but we are nothing alike. So if I was her, I would definitely want to bring the Atlanta, Georgia aspect. I would want to, remind you guys like where I am from, how I came here. I want you guys to see that I can stand toe to toe with some of the best of them. And I feel like that would let the public know, like, don't ever in your life compare me to someone who could never see my pen. That's number one. Now, the second aspect of it is I really love this entire Nunu aspect of it. I think that it does fall true to Latto's personality type. I would love to see, even if she did an ATL inspired, based off of the movie, I would love to see her do an ATL inspired video. I would love to see maybe some visuals. Maybe she could reenact some of the, like, I think that would be such a cute rendition. And I think that would also hit that nostalgia part. However, it would hit that for the community, right? Because every black person on the planet of Earth loves ATL. They quote it, everything about it. It's like one of the greatest black movies that have ever been made. And I feel like if Latto really wants to resonate with the culture, she has to dig into that part of her and try to make that connection with the audience. Latto doesn't really have a strong connection to the audience because we really don't know who she is, right? And I would love to see her come out of her comfort zone and be that Lauren London-esque pretty girl who can rap, who is from the South, who has been putting in time and effort to really be in this industry. I feel like both of these women are gorgeous women. I have my own personal opinions about both of them. However, this is all about branding. This is about music, and this is about longevity. And I feel like whether you like Latto or whether you like icespice, the reality is if these two girls don't do something soon, this whole I'm cute and light skin, it's going to get really tired and played out. And this is no disrespect to her. I feel like the rap girls really have to tighten up and they have to start thinking about what can my brand or what is my brand going to be in terms of me being a long-standing female rapper. One thing I will say is Nicki Minaj choosing this Barbie brand, even though it wasn't her brand, it was someone else's brand, That's a great branding tactic. Why? Because everyone loves Barbie. Everyone loves Barbie. And I feel like Lotto could definitely take from Nicki Minaj brands herself, how Megan Thee Stallion brands herself as the hot girl coach. She could take how Glorilla is starting to brand herself very 3-6 Mafia, Gangsta Boo-ish. I feel like if these two girls could really solidify themselves, not just as influencers, not just as socialites, if they could brand themselves and carve their own lane as female rappers, people will stop comparing them. But yeah, I'm excited to hear these albums. I'm not really into the whole charting sales thing. If something charts, I'm ecstatic. But if it's still good and it doesn't chart, it doesn't make it like a bad song or a bad album. But I do hope that they actually take their time when they're rolling out these albums for this new era, because I'm telling you, if I get the same old think you're not really the fart, I don't think these two are gonna last very long, because this stale, dry beef between them, that's not enough to keep them in this industry. So if you guys like any of my suggestions, if you think that you have any suggestions for how you would want an album to go, if you were working for their teams, what would be your advice to them in terms of how to revamp their careers? And let me know down below, whose album are you more excited to hear? Are you more excited to hear icespice's album? Are you more excited to hear Latto's album? Let me know. And I will check in with you guys tomorrow. Bye, y'all. Oh, and don't forget, do not be disrespectful in the comments, because I will curse you. Okay, bye.